We're live.
Oh my gosh, we're live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
For now. There's no telling what could happen. Um but I'll get to the bottom of that later. I guess hello. Hello if you're watching
Yeah, buddy.
across the internet. Maybe you're watching after the fact on YouTube. Happy you're here. I I think it's about I mean you want to get into it right away, Brandon, or you feel
I don't think we, I don't think we should wait too long. If we wait too long, who knows what's going to happen?
there's
Who knows?
there's there's really no telling. There's really no telling what could happen. We things could break at any moment. So why don't you
Why don't I play the music?
why don't you start the music? It's time to start the music. It's time to light the lights.
It's time to get things started on Apathetic Enthusiasm tonight.
Dum, dum, dum.
The rhythm doesn't go well with it. I made it fit, but it's not.
It
It's
needs
not
it
ideal.
needs some work.
It's not ideal. Hey, Stream Elements bot running. Cool. I set that up, by the way. There's a timer set up, so things are gonna happen. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2.
You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
On this week's episode, we are talking about all things DC announcements and the power of Project Power. Right now on Apathetic Enthusiasm.
The power of Project Power.
The power of possibilities. Hello everybody, I'm Travis.
Halo, everybody.
Halo 3. How's it going, guys?
We both chose a different version of Halo. It could have gone any number of ways, but we did it.
Halo Tactics. What's going on, guys?
Well-
welcome to the show. Welcome to Apathetic Enthusiasm, the show where we talk about things and stuff and what we're doing. We're happy to have you with us, listening on the podcast or streaming live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. That's right. And we have plenty of things to talk about, as I alluded to in that little opening bit. But we have to get the housekeeping out of the way first. So, Brandon, I'm going to politely ask, would you like to read, or would you like me to read?
I will read them because I have the show notes right here in front of me.
Okay, I mean I have them too. We
No.
discussed during our live stream the other night that sometimes I just roll right into it, and I don't give you that courtesy to do it yourself. Like sometimes you just got to jump in there, but
Well, I do just jump in there and I steal it from you, and now I'm never looking at the show notes whenever I steal it from you. I'm like,
you're just trying to do it from memory. Nah, that's a rookie move. No
Yeah.
way. Yeah, you got to have those notes open, brother.
Here we go. This is Brandon's scripted social media presentation, brought to you by Apathetic Enthusiasm, a subsidiary of apatheticenthusiasm.com Incorporated. Okay. If you want to get a hold of us, there are so many ways you can get a hold of us. The first way is at Apathusiast on Twitter. I'm at Barnyard Cruise. This guy, is at Jugglemino. We're at Facebook, https://www.facebook.com/apatheticenthusiasmshow. We are at email, apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com. Instagram, you can hit us up there, apathetic_enthusiasm. Web, apatheticenthusiasm.com. You know what? If you're if you're watching this, well, great news. You don't know why you're watching this, and you don't need to know how to get a hold of us watching this. But if you are listening to this on the podcast, on your RSS feed, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Stitcher, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Libsyn, whether it's any number of other podcast directories, here's how you get a hold of us to watch us live every Monday around 9 o'clock to 10 p.m. It's twitch.tv/apatheticenthusiasm, youtube.com/apatheticenthusiasm. That's social stuff. We don't, we talk about that a lot. Check this out. if you like what you're going to hear in about 20 minutes once I'm done with this introduction, there's a few ways you can support us. apatheticenthusiasm.com/shop. You can head to our TeePublic page, get some cool shirts. They always have sales over there. I think it's like a $13 wide t-shirt sale that's going on over there. Head over to the shop.
You guys, I'm going to interject for a moment. You're doing a great job, by the way, Brandon. If you go to TeePublic right now, TeePublic sells masks. And I know all of the listeners are all up on that mask game for any of their limited social distance gatherings or whenever you're out and about and you have your mask. You can now get our faces, our logo on a mask. I'm not saying you should, but if you do,
Shouldn't.
oh my gosh, send us a picture. Send us a picture if you do that, because that would be amazing.
If you get a picture of Travis and me eating pickles on your face, then you know that's next level, and I will match that, and I will buy you a mask of your choosing.
It's amazing. That would be phenomenal.
Hey, take me up on it. I dare you. Only one person though. Okay. Finally, last little bit. Patreon.com/Rick and Morty Pod. That is how you can support us monetarily, other than the t-shirt stuff or the face mask stuff. Some cool stuff out there. I just posted another episode of It's on Random. I also guested on my friend's podcast, Two Peas on a Pod, his Masterpiece Theater, which is a Patreon exclusive thing, where we talk about Terminator 2. So head over there. You can catch it there. And that is it. Oh, by the way, add Pathetic Enthusiasm. If you want a podcast, go to blueberry.com and put in the code AEPOD for a month free. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brandon. And wow, it's so nice to just sit back and listen to you do that. Thanks to everybody hanging out in the chat already. And it's showtime. We have had a busy week. We've had a lot of stuff going on. But over the last week, a movie came out on Netflix, which is where most movies come out these days. At least new movies. I know movie theaters are starting to open up around the country, but Project Power. This is a new movie that was released about a week ago on Netflix. I watched it a week ago, so I'm already foggy on some of the details. But you just recently watched it, right, Brandon?
I did just recently watch it. You're absolutely right. You wanted to talk about it last week, and I said, no, I want to see that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if, actually, I take that back. I don't know if I wanted to see it. I was hesitant because I don't really know how I feel about Joseph Gordon-Levitt, really. And
that's an interesting subject for discussion.
I was a little hesitant, but I figured if you're watching it, then I will watch it as well, and we will make it a part of an Apathetic Enthusiasm episode.
Yeah.
Last week, I didn't have time for it. I didn't have time to watch it. So that's what we did, and that's how we're here now. So Project Power, directed by Henry Joost and Errol Schulman, written by Mattson Tomlin, the aforementioned Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx, and Dominique Fishback are in this movie.
Did Joseph Gordon-Levitt get top billing on this movie?
No, it's just he was the first actor I thought of.
Oh, okay.
And then I apologize to Dominique Fishback because in many ways she is the real star of the movie, and we should give her the credit she deserves. And that's actually why I put her last, is because I wanted to emphasize her.
Featuring.
Exactly.
With. Yes. So if you have not seen Project Power and you have a Netflix account, well, then you're either actively avoiding it or your algorithm is set up differently than mine. But essentially what this movie is it's a movie about drugs and also about superpowers. Basic synopsis is there is some nefarious group that is distributing a drug on the streets of Nolans. Who dat? And
I think at that point in the movie,
the drug is a pill that whenever somebody takes it, it has the potential to give you some sort of superpower. You don't know what the superpower is. It's based on your personal body chemistry and how it mixes with this pill. There's also a relatively high percent chance that it will just kill you immediately. So the movie kind of picks up with this pill already being in circulation for a little while, and Dominic Fishback plays a high school student who is selling some of these pills. Her mom is sick, so she's trying to get extra money for her mom's treatment. I think it's diabetes.
Mhm.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a police officer who also goes to her as the source for his power. They call it power, right? The pill.
Yeah.
And so then we find out Jamie Foxx's character is trying to bring down the entire establishment, and relatively quickly learn that his daughter has been captured by the groups that distribute this pill, and he's trying to get her back. Basic synopsis.
Basic synopsis.
We've seen it 100 times.
Yes. This was actually, I read this in the trivia somewhere, maybe it was on comicbook.com, that this was actually a proposed 6th season of The Wire. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. It's about the drug trade. Classic story, classic literary device. Yeah, that's a good synopsis of it. When you saw the trailers for this movie, what did you think? Did you think that this is a movie I really want to see, or is this a movie that kind of said, I've got nothing else to watch right now?
Yeah, B. I'll take B. It wasn't a movie that I saw it and I was like, oh, this is must see TV. Let me set up the projector. It was a movie where I was like, it has potential. It has some star power behind it. It has some big names. The premise was pretty sound. I thought, okay, getting superpowers from these pills, how is it going to play out? I think that could be cool. And I don't really have anything else to watch. So why not? I think my wife will watch this with me. We'll check it out. We'll try it.
What even though we talked about me watching this for this podcast to talk about the movie,
Yeah.
going into the weekend, I think I watched it Sunday. I watched it Sunday after the Pete-a-thon.
Yeah.
And no, wait, when did I watch it? It couldn't.
I'm pretty sure it was Sunday. Yeah.
No, it was Saturday. I know it wasn't Sunday because I went to bed at 4 a.m. because I drank coffee to stay up late, and then I ended up.
Boy.
And then when I woke up, I was just wrecked. And eventually, I watched Inner Space on HBO Max. Okay, whatever. Anyways, regardless, so I took a nap. Then I didn't watch it Sunday. I watched it Saturday before PETA. Okay. But going into it, Chelsea asked, like, "Is this a movie you want to watch?" I said, "Yeah, it has to be. Wait for me. Let's watch it right now." So I never actually watched the trailer. When Machine Gun Kelly, who I swore is like a wrestler name or like an MTV VJ name, when his scene happened, she was like, "Oh, I saw this in the trailer," and I said, "I guess I didn't see the trailer at all." That's just the thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't excited about it at all. This might be a good time to talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, it is.
His character in this movie is it supposed to be kind of like playful, jokey, kind of smart alecky type thing, or
I think maybe. Well, like he's a complex character, Brandon. He doesn't fit into your boxes that you're trying to put him in. Okay? He's a cop that doesn't follow the rules, but also doesn't do things against the book. I don't know. Like he's the type of cop that will
He'll throw the
not arrest a drug dealer so that he can get his drugs, but also won't put up with crooked cops at the top.
he's like the opposite of just like the opposite of a conflicted character. He's just he's just gonna go all different directions, and he'll be fine with it. There's no moral quandary about buying drugs off of a young girl. And stealing a motorcycle from the impound lot.
Yeah, to give to her.
Yeah.
To increase the mobility of a
For
drug
drugs.
dealer. And then break into her home later and pretend to be her stepdad, so to speak. Okay. I
mentioned the typical turn your badge scene.
Yeah.
Turn your badge scene. Yeah. It
give me your gun and your badge. 'Cause you went in there without asking.
Slam it down. Did you take a pill? Yes, I did. Gun and badge on the table now.
You're fine.
That's
Oh, by the way, I want you to go arrest the most important person in this story.
This isn't shady at all, my friend. At all. This is quality detectivesmanships.
I want to talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt with you because you spoke those three names with somewhat, not disdain, but a lack of excitement that I want to dig a little. I want to pick at the scab a little bit more. Do you dislike Joseph Gordon-Levitt as an actor? As a
I do not dislike him as an actor.
Okay.
I don't like him as an actor, but I don't dislike him.
Okay.
Let me count the movies that I've seen him in.
Okay.
A couple. I've seen him in a couple
At least
movies.
Two.
That one, like 50 Days of Summer. That movie I saw him in. He was decent. The one with Seth Rogen, where he has cancer, and he's gonna die, but it's based on a true story, so we know he doesn't die. The one with the 72 Hours. Just kidding. That's not the one where he falls down into the crevice and he has to cut off his arm. That's the other dude, Seth Rogen's friend, Danny Bonaducci.
You've seen Inception. I'd assume.
Inception. Yeah, he's definitely whatever part of that movie.
Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, he isn't. He is in that.
That was a TV show, but okay.
Looper. He was in Looper.
He was in Looper.
A poor man's Bruce Willis,
so to speak. Yeah.
And there's Dark Knight Rises. He was in that as well.
I think you just almost nearly said his whole filmography.
He was also in Brick.
Brick.
Yes, Brick.
I don't know that one.
It's I've never actually seen it. It's one where he's a detective or something like that.
Okay.
By Ryan Johnson, who directed Knives Out and
yes,
the last.
He was in Knives Out. He was the detective in Knives Out.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what I said when I checked out his IMDb and went, "Oh, he was a knife." And then I said, because Sheena was like, "Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's great." Like the first few scenes, she's like, "He's so good. He's a great actor." And I was like, "Okay, yeah. I mean, he's good. Like, I like him, but."
You talking about Daniel Craig?
I was like, I don't know if he's great, but I mean, I like yeah, he's good. And then she's like, does he like only do like a movie every 10 years? And I was like, I don't think that's true. And I pulled up his IMDb, and it's kind of like he works in like sprints, like where he's like, all right, I'm gonna make 3 movies and take 6 years off. Here's 6 more movies, like, or what, like. There's some gaps in that employment history if you look at his IMDb, and I know that he does like producing and other things like that. So
that Heart Creators
yeah
box thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I don't have any idea what the name is, but I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so I have nothing against him. In this movie, he does more of the same. And again, he's not a bad actor. He's an okay actor. Chelsea, as we were watching it, she was saying, "Am I attracted to him? I don't want to be, but am I?"
But I may not be able to help it. Is
I
someone incepting me right now?
and then late, maybe about 15 minutes later, I'm like, she went to the bathroom, and my son said, "Oh, where's she going?" And I said, she's going to think about her new love, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And he's like, I don't get it. Like, you don't have
Your
to
mom's
get it.
leaving me for Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He doesn't get it either.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's competent. Now, Jamie Foxx doing more of the Jamie Foxx stuff. How do you feel about his character in all of this?
I thought it was interesting. I didn't so much dislike. I didn't dislike him. There were complexities to the character that made it interesting to watch his bouts with PTSD and sort of getting to know his backstory more and more as the story unfolded. I thought was good. I think Jamie Foxx is a terrific actor. I don't know that this role stretched him as far as it could have, but I thought he did a great job both in the action scenes and in some of the more, dynamic, dramatic scenes. So
I think that is a good way to describe the acting in this movie for our two top billed men. Is it's not challenging them in any way, shape, or form as actors, as thespians. It's a solid movie, solid, straightforward. They're good actors, no doubt about it. But really, this is a chance for Dominique Fishback to show her acting chops.
yeah.
And I apologize to her that I didn't look up any of her other IMDb history, but this is a movie that can propel her further, and I think she did a really good job with the rapping, some of the emotion that she showed throughout. I really dug her character, even though she's a young high schooler who is going to sell drugs to get by. And she showed glimpses of being really, really intelligent, but not school intelligent, in the sense that, like, maybe she doesn't excel in school, but that doesn't mean she's dumb, right?
Sure.
She does some veterinarian stuff a little bit later.
No, it's very, very savvy and very independent, like, and capable. I think capable. Like, there are times when it seems like she's sort of along for the ride with Jamie Foxx's character, but there are other times where she is very much in the driver's seat and the one that is able for them to continue to pursue these bad drug dealer type people that they're trying to catch up with.
And we haven't really talked about kind of some of the results or deeper things about, like, what it would mean to have a pill that exists where it gives you powers for 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
The philosophical piece of this, Travis. If there was a pill that gave you powers for 5 minutes, would you take it?
Do I run the risk of
5%.
possibly blowing up?
5% chance or less.
5% chance or less that I blow up?
Or less. 5% chance or less.
But I don't know what the power is going to be.
No. I mean, you'll know once the power
Once I take it
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd probably take it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, what are we talking about? Side effects: diarrhea, runny nose, hot and cold sweats,
but potentially,
loose bowels, anal leakage. Like what kind of side effects?
What if the side effect was anal leakage, but your power was no anal leakage?
So it was just a net zero. You take this pill, it'll cause anal leakage, but it'll also give you the power of not having your anus leak. Sign me up. Let's take 2 of them.
Sign me up. I don't want anal leakage.
Which is sort of how a lot of those pharmaceutical ads sound when they're like, do you have itchy skin? Then take Itch Away. Itch Away will get rid of your itchy skin. May also cause skin peeling, burning, flaking, projectile vomiting,
Machine gun Kellying.
and your feet could fall off. Take Itch Away. Yeah, that's my impression of an ad.
I would I don't know if I would. Sire Dark mentions increase your IQ by 100 points, but your D falls off.
I mean, they just call you Brannon then, and you'd be fine. Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week.
You didn't take the pill, clearly. Or maybe I didn't take it because I didn't get it for a half a second. I don't know if I would. But I have questions about the powers that people get, because sometimes, like Machine Gun Kelly, he takes this pill, he turns into a fire beast, whatever, and you can tell that he's had some kind of side effects from taking the pill in the past.
Yeah,
he's got like burned scar tissue and stuff like that. There's another woman who has an ice problem a little bit later, an ice power a little bit later. Those are the powers, I guess, that I'd be like, I don't want that. I don't want melted face like Michael Ironside in RoboCop. I don't want it. That's not Michael Ironside. That's Red Foreman.
yeah.
That's not the actor's name. That's the character's name from that '70s show. It's 6 Degrees of RoboCop.
Yeah, well, there's this whole premise, and I don't know, this is touching on spoilers, but I mean, whatever. It's not going to ruin this movie for you. They give a presentation towards the end of the film where the drug creators are trying to start selling this drug to other countries and like top buyers, and so they do a live demonstration, and that's where you see the girl that ends up with the ice powers, but they don't know what her power is going to be before she takes it, so they put her in like a special container that will almost counteract any possible power that she ends up with. And so she's in there like learning about her ice power, and they're like cranking the heat on her so she doesn't freeze solid. But the guy's explaining how all of these different animals in the world have adapted and have special characters, and like the things that are native to their DNA have caused them to have amazing powers that humans don't possess. And so they've harnessed those things, and somehow it will bring that out, your animalistic powers. But the pill is the same every time, and it's based on you, so you don't know what power you're gonna have until you take it.
Yeah, right.
But it's based on animal science.
Animal science. Okay. Let's break that down just a little bit. We're talking animal powers. This pill
Dino DNA.
Get you some kind of power from some kind of animal in the animal kingdom. What animal in the animal kingdom freezes itself to death?
Let's Google that up.
While you Google that, what animal in the animal kingdom burns itself to death? Now, while you're looking that up, Travis, what animal in the animal kingdom randomly just explodes, shooting its entrails all over a crowd of people in a club?
Well, I think that's an outlier, right? Side effects may include exploding your entrails all over a club.
And
Some cold-blooded animals, such as the iguana, can freeze up when the temperature gets below 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
does it create its own internal climate?
No, it doesn't. No. No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
Great. Let me ask this. This is an important one. I'm okay with the pistol shrimp. I'm okay with that one.
Pistol shrimp.
Because Jamie Foxx explains it to us. I'm okay with that one. Travis, name me an animal in the animal kingdom that is impervious to bullets. Name me an animal.
Turtles.
I wish that in this movie, when Joseph Gordon-Levitt takes a power pill, that he forms just a gigantic turtle shell on his face with two eyes poking out.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be good.
I don't know. There aren't ones. There aren't animals probably that are impervious to bullets. That's why we made bullets. Yeah. So here's the deal.
All right.
This movie has some flaws,
Sure.
but overall, for the cost of your existing Netflix account, would you recommend this movie?
I would recommend this movie if you are a person who has Netflix and wants to see the latest movie that is out on Netflix that people are talking about.
People like you and me.
It is entertaining. It will kill about 2 hours of your life.
And,
will
and
not-
at times like these, that is worthy stuff.
It will not give you powers. That is for damn sure. And in fact, in many ways, it takes powers are only supposed to last 5 minutes. This movie lasts 2 hours. So you are at a net loss of about an hour and 55 minutes of your life without powers.
And if you're a good rapper, but you're not sure that you have the chops to make it professionally, maybe this movie will give you, the confidence to reach for the stars.
Reach for the stars. Travis, do you recommend it?
I thought it was okay.
Okay, yeah,
It was
same
like
here.
a 6.
It's like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's acting. It's okay.
It's okay.
You'll be entertained. It's not bad.
Speaking of just okay acting, let's get into our other main topic for the evening, which is the DC fandom event, the blitzkrieg of trailers and excitement coming out of the DC area of properties. What exactly went on with this? Was this like a no kidding event? What happened?
It was an event, as a matter of fact, Travis. It was called DC Fandom, and if you went to www.dcfandom.com, it actually, if you go to the website, it starts up where you were going into like the halls of heroes, and the website would premiere these trailers for movies, for games. It had behind the scenes stuff with James Gunn, with Zack Snyder, with The Rock, where he talks about Black Adam, and it's kind of going back to like what we're talking about with Adult Swim Fest and Comic Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con.
These virtual events, and I was saying it needs to have more of a central focal point that you can go to, and then the content expands from there. Where I was seeing announcements on Twitter, and it would send me to the YouTube link, but then that eventually drove me back to the DC Fandom website to see what was going on there. So I think, just as an aside, I thought that was really cool that it had kind of a cohesiveness to it. Like it was an event that then branched out.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. And without having San Diego Comic-Con, it's nice to see that they're still finding ways to make these big announcements.
Yeah.
For the fans. And So yeah, my experience for this was you just consistently sending me links to YouTube videos about all kinds of cool things that were coming out, and one after another, really exciting trailers for content that I'm relatively pumped about. Relatively.
Relatively. I the first one I have on here is the one I don't want to talk about yet because that's
Okay.
the one I'm most excited about.
All right.
As a matter of fact, I'll go in reverse order of how it's
Absolutely.
yes. Let's start with the exci- I, I, I'm not excited about this really. I know you're not excited about this really, but Zack Snyder and all his fans have petitioned. They've gotten their way, and HBO Max is coming out with the Justice League, the Snyder Cut in 2021. It's going to be in 4 parts, which means it's going to be a 4 hour long movie essentially when it's all put together. Uh,
Yeah.
if you recall, Justice League came out after Zack Snyder's daughter uh, died,
Mhm.
and so he stepped away from the project. Joss Whedon came in and he finished up the filming, reshoots, and edits, and what have you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't like how Joss Whedon ended the Justice League. It made it too campy, made it a little bit Avengers ish
A
with
little too Marvel-y, like he did with the Marvel, like setting the tone for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
right. So you think of Batman versus Superman, you think of Man of Steel, and you think of Zack Snyder being like grimdark with like ultra gritty Batman killing people
Yeah.
willy nilly, and then you go to Justice League and Aquaman is like, "Woo! Look at me! Ha, I'm having so much fun! Wee! I'm Aquaman."
Yay.
That type of stuff.
Yeah.
So the Snyder cut is out. Well, it's not yet. 2021, and this is his original vision. And so we saw the trailer. We saw a teaser to the tune of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I think it was a cover. I don't think it was Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. I think it
Yeah.
was a cover of his song, and it showed us clips from his cut. Travis, your thoughts?
I thought it looked like a fan supercut of Justice League where they just took their favorite clips and set it to their favorite song.
Check. Got it. Yeah, I mean that sounds about right.
I don't know. It felt like a trailer for a movie I've already seen because trailers don't give you a lot of information. The plot of this film is not going to change drastically from the movie that's already out. So in a lot of ways, it's hard to sell a trailer for this because it's like, yeah, no, that's Justice League. I saw it. Oh, you're gonna cut it differently? Cool. Then cut a 2-minute trailer about Zack Snyder talking about his vision for this film and the things that he wants to come across and give me a reason to watch it other than the clips that I've already seen.
Yeah. Well, so I do want to clear things up because I think that the clips we saw in that teaser, believe it or not, are not clips that we've seen in the actual Justice League
I don't
movie.
believe it.
um, but to me, it still doesn't change too much of it. I think you're right on the money with if he came out and said this is, and maybe he did, maybe this it's a video that I missed, and I apologize. If he came out and said this is what my original vision was, this is how what I'm putting out there. Be excited about this. But what how it comes across, how it's come across over the last year and a half, 2 years that this has been going on, is I don't consider this Justice League the Snyder Cut. I consider this Justice League studio capitulation.
Sure.
Uh, like
And listen, maybe I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve or in the middle of my shirt. I'm wearing a Captain America shirt right now. Definitely more of a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan than the films that have come out of DC over the last several years. I feel like there's some good stuff there. I feel like there's some good movies. I will be honest and say Zack Snyder's films have not been my favorite. There are things that I mean I like some of his movies and things like that, but I'm not clamoring for this. My name was not on the petition to make this happen.
Yeah.
Will I watch it? Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say for the most part, enjoyed Justice League, I believe. The version that came out already, which I had a lot of, and you could probably go back and listen to past episodes of this podcast to hear my feelings about Batman vs Superman or some of the other DC films that have come out.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I felt Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, it's I'm glad he's getting the opportunity. I'm glad he was willing for the fans that are really begging to see this to come out and put his vision together. And yes, I'm sure there are new scenes in that trailer. I have not watched Justice League enough times to know which scenes were in there and which were not, because I've watched it a total of one time, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. If I still have HBO Max when this comes out, I'll probably check it out.
It is not on our excitement list. We can tell you that, but we'll probably watch it, and then you can rest assured we'll be there to talk about it when we do. Sire Dark mentions that he is legit hyped for Wonder Woman 84. Now let's talk about Wonder Woman 84. Travis, did you watch the trailer for Wonder Woman 84?
Yeah, no, I have, and I've been really hyped for Wonder Woman 84 for like a year. Wonder Woman was one of the few DC movies that I really liked from the get-go. Saw Wonder Woman in theaters, thought it was great. I think I bought the Blu-ray for it. And I was really excited for this movie to come out, leading right up to a global pandemic when it got pushed back a significant amount of time. But yeah, no, I think Wonder Woman 84 looks really good. I like that they are going in a completely different place with the timing. That early 80s style and the thing, like the costumes, the environments, I guess, I don't know, the sets for this movie look pretty solid. Kristen Wiig, I'm a Kristen Wiig fan. So sure. I don't know. I there's a lot of this movie has a lot of things going for it, and yeah, Diana's she's the best, I think, superhero in the group that they have going right now. So yeah, I don't know. More powerful than Superman. What do you think? Maybe not. Maybe not Superman.
I mean, one of them died and one of them didn't. I'm just saying.
Chris Pine, R.I.P.
I really liked the first Wonder Woman. For some reason, the trailer that came out last year, this trailer, I'm not super thrilled by it. Maybe it's because I don't have that kind of knowledge and history with the Wonder Woman canon, but I was super excited to see the first Wonder Woman. I came out of it being like that. This is how DC movies should be going forward. And so, although my excitement for the trailer itself isn't there, because the director is the same and she is maintaining her vision, I think that Wonder Woman 84 will be good as well.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that Cheetah looks great in her final cat form, but there's still time to clean that up. Sure. Ultimately, I think it'll be a good movie.
Yeah, I agree. So here it is, Apathetic Enthusiasm. The things we're excited, or at least more excited about, we spend less time talking about. Also, I'm looking at the list of everything that we have left to talk about, and there's quite a bit. So let's move on to the next one.
We're gonna go. We're sticking with movies, and then we're gonna get into the next category. But the next movie, we're going in order of least excited to most excited. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn coming out in 2021 with his next with a sequel to Suicide Squad, David Ayer's movie, which we talk about director's cut type of stuff. I would like to see what his original cut of it, because supposedly it's grittier and it's less jokey and maybe has more Joker. Maybe I don't want to see it. Whatever. Anyways, James Gunn, the Suicide Squad, 2 different videos. One video of all the different villains that they're going to have in the Suicide Squad, and then a second video, which is kind of like a behind the scenes look at, kind of preview for the movie.
Yeah.
Which
that video got me more excited for the movie than the teaser, that was just like a list of all of the different villains. Yes.
I just noticed that some folks in the chat were talking about Suicide Squad, figuring that that's what we're going to talk about next, wholeheartedly. The teaser with all the villains. One, I don't know all of the villains' names.
Yeah,
I'm not necessarily convinced that they're all real villains, but King Shark is in it. Harley Quinn, obviously. The Deadshot stand-in, Bloodsport, which is Idris Elba. Polka Dot Man, come on, he's gonna be great. Weasel with Sean Gunn, his brother, playing. What? It wasn't the names that excited me. It was that there were so many villains, and because there are so many villains, so many D-list villains, that we're gonna see a lot of people die.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Which is what that movie is supposed to be about, right? Like, they're all expendable. Get rid of them all. You just throw as much as you can at a problem, Waller, and see what gets the job done.
President Alone over on YouTube, reminding us kindly of some of the big names that are going to be in this film. Flula Borg, the YouTube sensation. Pete Davidson is going to be in this movie. Peter Capaldi. My eyes are getting blurry. Maybe I need to get some Brandon glasses. John Cena. Idris Elba. Taika Waititi.
Yes. So they didn't show his name in the teaser, but he is in one of the scenes in the preview.
Michael Rooker Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion. That's right. They didn't show much of him, but I was like, what? Come on. So many people. And here's the thing. Guardians of the Galaxy, the comedy in that movie is great, but then also paired with some amazing action sequences and just those are fun movies. They're fun movies to watch, and I think that same sort of like levity while also paired with violence and destruction, I think it's going to be really great, and the Suicide Squad is going to be a good mix, and getting James Gunn behind the camera is just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I think Disney made the right or not Disney, Warner Brothers made the right decision pulling James Gunn on board to direct that. I love that man. He's basically my best friend.
Yeah, you too. You're best friends. You're always hanging out, having picnics on the weekends.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, last little bit, last movie we're gonna talk about. When you talk about D-listers, that's fine. That's fun. We had fun with that. But you know what is even better? A B-lister. Batman. B is for Batman. That's what I was going with.
I got it. It's Batman movie.
It's the Batman. Now, when I don't know if I want to talk about the movie. Okay, I'm switching it up. I'm going to talk about this game first. Gotham Knights. Before we talk about the Batman, we're going to talk about Gotham Knights.
Okay.
I saw this trailer, the Gotham Knights. It's a game coming out for all next gen consoles,
Yeah.
and it is in a world where Bruce Wayne / Batman is dead or
Whoa, wait.
missing.
Bruce Wayne is Batman?
Yeah, I know they found his body, or they found, I don't know. He may be dead. He may not be dead. The game takes place where Batman is not around, and you have Robin, the Tim Drake Robin. You have Red Hood, Jason Todd. You have Nightwing, Dick Grayson, and you have Barbara Gordon as Batwoman or Batgirl.
Batgirl, yeah.
And they are taking the mantle in Gotham. It's 2-player co-op. It's gonna be bitchin'. You should go out and watch the trailer if you can.
And let me tack onto that. Don't just watch the the cinematic trailer. Go out and watch a little bit of the gameplay. Like it's like pre-alpha gameplay footage, but the teaser trailer got me excited. Some of the gameplay stuff, and for me, and we'll talk about this a little bit with the other game too. I like a cinematic trailer, but my excitement level doesn't get up until I see some actual gameplay, because it could be night and day. But it really seems to deliver with Gotham Knights. As soon as it was 2-player co-op, I'm like, Brandon, let's go.
Yeah, seriously. Sire Dark, you asked third-person brawler. It looks like it's much more in the vein of the Rockstar games, Rocksteady games,
Bebop and Rocksteady.
The Arkham series. Now this isn't an Arkham series game. This is not tied to that universe at all. From what I've read, from what I've looked for from the developer's point of view. But it should. I imagine it's going to have the same kind of flowing combat. When Arkham Knight came out, and you could have Robin, and you could have these other characters playing. I was like, oh, this would be so great if we could do co-op. And I'm finding myself, and we talked about this before. Make it a real quick point that I'm attracted to co-op games more and more as the years go by, because I like spending time with people. Right?
Yeah,
I don't like.
Yeah. Our game time is not alone time.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I want to play more Overcooked too. But
anyways, it looks bitchin'. Go out. It'll be in the show notes too. Head out, watch the trailer if you can. If you can, watch the gameplay. It's gonna be bitchin'. That comes out in 2021.
I gotta tell you, my jealousy for those that own a PlayStation and were able to play the latest Spider-Man game, which I've never had the opportunity to play. I was at first scared. I was like, is this going to be like a PlayStation exclusive or something? I'm never going to get to play it because it has that kind of open world feel to it. And just the idea of getting to play as some of these characters, cruising around Gotham, taking out, bands of criminals, and then getting to do that with someone else. I am very excited for this game. The hype is real, ladies and gentlemen.
I call Red Hood. I'll just nobody wants to be Red Hood, but I'll take Red Hood anyway.
I'll be a different one. I'll be Robin. I don't know.
Well, you'll be Robin. You'll be Robin. Well, that takes us into the thing we're most excited about. The one right underneath that, the Suicide Squad game. Just kidding, Travis.
Kill the Justice League.
Just real quick. Let's talk about Suicide Squad. This game comes out in 2022. My son corrected me. I was like, "Oh, it comes out in 2021." He's like, "No, it comes out in 2022." I'm like, "Come on, you're 8. What do you know?"
More than you, Dad.
I give him credit where credit's due. But this was a purely cinematic trailer. It has Harley Quinn as King Shark, has Deadshot and Captain Boomerang, and they wreck some shop in Metropolis. It looks like Brainiac is taking over the town, and it's with the Outkast song "Bombs Over Baghdad," really old school song.
That was one of my favorite parts about the trailer was the soundtrack. I was like, yeah, let's get some Outkast in here. What's up? Am I back
Yeah.
in high school? What's going on?
And eventually they're supposed to take out an alpha target, and that alpha, well, all of a sudden a helicopter is coming towards them. The helicopter explodes, and Superman comes through, and he's holding the pilot. And King Shark is like, "Oh, it's Superman! Oh, the great and glorious Superman!" And then Superman kills the pilot, and they're like, "Oh, that's our alpha target." And it's Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. That's the name of the game. That's the big twist. That's cool.
Yeah, it has potential. My hype can only be raised by a gameplay trailer. If this turns out to be a turn-based, a deck builder strategy game, I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna play it.
Well, interesting thing about this, I already mentioned that Gotham Knights is not a Rocksteady continuation of Arkham Knight. However, this game was developed by Rocksteady, is being developed by Rocksteady, and this game is a continuation of the Arkham Knight series of games. This game takes place in the same world as Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight.
Very interesting.
I
Wow.
don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, and that's everything we're excited about.
Every single.
Oh wait, there's this one other movie, the Batman. The Batman. Yeah. What? There's a trailer out, guys.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited about this at all.
No.
I'm actually anti hype about the
Every time I watch this trailer, I get sad, and I feel worse about the world.
every time I watch this trailer, I get more and more excited about the Snyder cut. Okay,
Yeah. Come on. Bring it in, guys. Bring it in.
bring it in. Look, enough joking, enough grab assing. Yes, the Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, who directed the second two Planet of the Apes series, directed Cloverfield, directed Let the Right One In, or Let Me In, the remake of Let the Right One In. When he was announced as the director, I'm like, okay, cool, because he talked about wanting to make this Batman show more of the detective side of Batman, and not just the physical side. Of course, you're going to have that, but you're going to make it a much noirish, much more detective oriented side, which we haven't really seen much of throughout the Batman remakes and
The world's greatest detective, and half the time it's all gadgets and gizmos and
exactly
deep voices.
and then they announced that Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, and a lot of people scoffed at first. And
I was one of them. My wife, when I showed her the Batman trailer, she's like, "Who's Batman?" I'm like, "Robert Pattinson from Twilight." She's like, "Oh," and I was like, "You've never seen him in anything else. Stop."
And that is it right there. You haven't seen him in anything else. And Omar, who he might be in the chat still, I'm not sure. When Pattinson was announced, and I say Pattinson now, but when it first was announced and people were calling him Pattinson, I was like, ugh, okay, idiots, right? Omar, you're an idiot. But now I use it as a term of endearment because I think he's going to be really good. And when he was announced, I said, dude, you haven't seen him in anything else. He's been in stuff other than Twilight, and he's really good. The Lighthouse came out, and as weird as that movie is, he does a fantastic job in it. He was in a David and Cronenberg movie. He's just he is a good actor, and he's unfairly aligned with Twilight and.
Yeah. I mean, Anna Kendrick was in Twilight, and my wife loves her in movies. So,
She's in Twilight?
Huh?
God, she's awful. No, I'm joking.
It's the worst.
Okay. Well, this trailer comes out, and leading up to the trailer for the last year or so, we've seen some screenshots. We've seen the Batmobile. Oh, there's Robert Pattinson as in the bat suit. Like, okay, whatever. And Like, just have faith. Have faith. It's gonna be good. The Penguin's gonna be in it. Catwoman's gonna be in it. Riddler's gonna be in it. All confirmed. Then the trailer comes out, and I pissed myself. I'm you know what? I even washed my chair. I'm sitting in a chair of dried up piss. That's how excited I was when I watched that trailer.
You're still sitting in the chair. You
I'm
haven't
still-
moved.
I have not moved.
He's lost feeling in his legs since he watched this trailer. You're stuck. You're stuck there. Yeah. No, I would agree that watching this trailer, I was super hyped. And the introduction to some of the villains that we're getting, and just like the grittiness, the dark like tones in this film, are all terrific. I also love, like you alluded to the detective side of Batman, but I also like that we're getting a really young Batman in this. Like he's relatively young compared to, you know, a Bat flick or like Ben Affleck sort of a you know, even like early like George Clooney who Michael Keaton even. Yeah.
Keaton.
Yeah. So I like this idea of a Batman that's still kind of finding himself. And maybe they won't get into that as much as I'm hoping, but you know, like they deal with that play with that a little bit in like the Dark Knight movies and stuff, and Batman Begins and stuff, but I don't know. It looks great. It looks terrific.
Yeah. Sire mentions that he's kind of burnt out on Batman and he hasn't watched the trailer yet. I would recommend just watching the trailer. Just check it out. See if it appeals to you. I tend to also be a little bit burnt out on Batman.
Yeah, he used the term franchise fatigue, and that's great. Like when I first heard the announcement for this movie, I was like, I don't need another Batman movie. I feel like we get one every other year. Like I don't know.
But first of all, the Riddler is there. A different version of the Riddler. We're not talking about Jim Carrey. We're not talking about the classic Batman with Adam West. He's leaving clues around on dead bodies, and he's challenging his intellect, and that's what I really wanted to see from Batman, and what I've wanted to see for so long. I wanted to take a step back real quick and talk about the ages of the people who've played Batman. I saw a tweet on Sunday talking about the ages of people who played Batman. The first film that Ben Affleck was in, he was 41 when he played Batman.
Okay.
The youngest person to ever play Batman was Christian Bale in Batman Begins. He was 31.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson is 35, 36.
Okay.
And I when I saw that, I was like, holy he's not the young. Wait, Christian Bale was only 31 when he did Batman Begins, and yeah, he was born in 74. Batman Begins came out in 2001. I'm like, hot diggity shit. I didn't. there it is.
But even, I don't know. I have to go back and watch. I haven't watched Batman Begins in a hot minute, but he just doesn't seem as a young Batman, even maybe a little bit, but he definitely ages throughout that series and becomes a much older Bat. I don't know. I wanna say one more thing about like franchise fatigue. I love Batman. He's often up there as like my number one in terms of superhero, like, which I am not overly like fanatic about DC in general, but Batman really appeals to me. And I think if they could do something where they're not trying to turn every Batman movie into a trilogy or an expanded universe or something, but like there are so many great standalone Batman stories in comics and things like that where you can make a really great Batman movie that can stand on its own and doesn't have to feel like it's, the same thing over and over or whatever. Or like there's so many different aspects to the character and ways that you can paint Gotham City and showcase some of the villains that he has to face that I mean they've gone and pulled out some other villains for some of these other movies, but I mean these are like the big three that we're getting in this movie. And so I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah. And these are only the villains that we know in this teaser trailer. There have been rumors that it was based off of Batman Year 2, which is Batman Begins was based off of Batman Year 1. This is Batman Year 2, The Long Halloween, which means that potentially Two-Face will be in it. Calendar Man might be in it. A few other villains. Joker, obviously. I think everyone is kind of collectively is like, we don't need to see another Joker.
We got that Joker movie, and so it kind of feels like, okay, Joker's had a minute. Like,
yeah.
If
they wanted to do a gangbusters type of Batman movie, they could do an Arkham Asylum scenario thing where he is in there fighting villains all the time, basically the Arkham Asylum game. But I think you bring up a good point or topic of discussion, brief discussion of if DC wants to do something different to stand out from Marvel, then they need, and I think this is how they do it, they hire competent directors who are vetted. The studio trusts those directors to make decisions and fulfill their vision, and they don't beholden themselves to any overarching storyline or serialization. If they do, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like we talk about Joker, but that is the model, right? That's Joker was, in Oscar contention and was winning all sorts of awards. And at its core, it's still like a comic book movie. It's there's so much more depth and like real emotion and talking about mental illness and all sorts of other things in that movie. But when you boil it all down, like it was a comic book. It was a comic book movie. And you can do that. You can do that with these other characters. You can do that with a Batman story, and you get the right writers, the right director on board. You can tell, and people are always gonna be like, oh yeah, it's Batman. It's popcorn. It's whatever. But like, there's complexity to these characters where you could really do something like that. And if the studio moved in that direction, I think, I don't know. There's potentials for it with the Batman. Like, this trailer kind of gives that hope.
There, a quick aside, an anecdote, if you will. There is a series of movies out there called Halloween, and the first two Halloween movies feature Michael Myers as the main villain, and then there's a movie, the third movie of the series, Halloween 3: Seasons of the Witch, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers at all. He's not in it. He's on the TV in the background, but it's showing the Halloween movie in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that movie did not do well. People did not like it for the longest time because it had nothing to do with Michael Myers, because they started with serialization, and then they're like, no, here's a standalone movie. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Well, then they came back with Halloween 4. Michael Myers came back, and then Michael Myers has been with the series the entire time. I watched this documentary, In Search of Darkness. They talk about how if Halloween 3 had been Halloween 2, and they had established that these are just kind of standalone movies in talking about Halloween and there's different stories, then John Carpenter, who directed Halloween and produced Seasons of the Witch, he directed it. That's how that series could have been. a bunch of standalone movies, and it would have been successful in that way. Well, that's kind of going back to DC with, we talked about it with how can DC be better this, a couple years back. Well, Marvel had established this storytelling for so many years with so many different movies, and DC tried to fast track that and tried to do it too fast. Well, you know what you do? Slow it down and make good movies at your own pace that you don't have to stick to a grand tale, a grand saga. But if you want to, you can go into like a multiverse, which is what DC is the most known for. And if you can really afford it, then you pull in all these different characters from all your different standalone movies, and then you make something epic from that.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
The delicate balance that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, up till Endgame at least, it's one of those things that will be almost impossible to replicate in films going forward. But they did such a good job with that, and even just introducing individual movies that early on didn't even seem like they necessarily went together with the early Iron Mans and Captain America movies and things like that. But they built something toward that first Avengers movie that was pretty epic, and then just, the rest is history. But I love Batman movies. I really do, and there's some real stinkers out there, but I don't think this is going to be one of them. And I don't know. I'm hopeful for this movie, and I'm hopeful that DC can turn things around with a lot of this stuff. And we talked about several movies in this discussion, and the only one that we're really not hyped on is a remake of one that's already out. So we'll see. I think they're trending upward for sure.
We will definitely see. Well, we want to say thank you to everybody for listening, for everybody who's watching, and we'll keep going on for the people watching.
Yeah,
but
join us for the after show on Twitch and YouTube. We like to stick around a little bit later for the folks that are hanging out in the chat. If you want to be a part of that exclusive hangout, make sure that you join us Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our live streams, and then you could follow us on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube so you get notified whenever we go live. Sometimes we stream other times other than Monday. Sometimes, whenever my computer is working.
Sometimes. And if you like what we're doing, please head out to Apple Podcasts or wherever and leave us a review. That's fine. Now you can say something like, "Brandon told me to do this. I feel obligated." 5 stars. 5 stars for obligation.
Yeah. Write those words exactly for a prize.
Hit us up on social media. Send us your thoughts and comments. We love to hear them. And I think that'll do it for tonight's show. Travis, do you have any final words leading us out?
No, thank you guys so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. Bye-bye. Bye.
Now's when the party really gets going. It's just me, Brandon, and you, the viewing audience. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting, being part of the show. We love having you guys here. Thank you, Stream Elements, for the automated inputs in the chat. Thank you, Brandon, for moderating to a point where Siredart can't write things.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out actually.
In the chat. How the heck are you guys? What do you guys think? Do you have other thoughts about any of those movies, those games coming out? Yeah, what do you guys think about Bullet Shrimp? I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Bullet Shrimp. Yeah, I have. So real quick thing on auto modding. We had Streamlabs, and then I saw that Dean was using Stream Elements for stuff, and so I have that bot going on in the chat as well. But it does a lot of auto mod functions that I haven't disabled yet. One is the caps protection, which Sire Dark mentions, because in Halloween 3: Seasons of the Witch, The plot of this is this: there is a doctor who he watches somebody get murdered, and there's a commercial on the television, and the commercial is for Halloween kids masks with a pumpkin, with a witch, and a goblin. I forget what the third one is. Well, there's the song goes 3 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 3 more days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock. And basically, this company that's selling these masks is trying to get kids to wear these masks for some mass sacrificial ritual, which you have to watch the movie to figure it all out.
Okay.
But Silver Shamrock, he was yelling at Silver Shamrock in in the chat as much as he could. Sir, it is not too late for you to change your Patreon request episode. Just send me a message. Send us a message in Patreon and let us know. That way, there's a record of it.
Yeah.
Not too late at all, man.
Nope. Never too late. It's never too late, Jack. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I think there's some residual sleepiness from the weekend still going on, because I didn't nap at all on Sunday. What? Why are you?
I was just poking at Joseph.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I stayed up. I got very little sleep Saturday night, but I managed to stay awake all day Sunday, and then got a full night's sleep last night. But I think like my body's still like, you still have not replenished enough sleep in the tank. So I think I'll sleep well again tonight. You sent me something, what was it, yesterday, about alternate sleep cycles?
Oh yeah.
That stuff is so fascinating to me because, like, it makes sense that your body needs sleep. It doesn't necessarily need it all
in a row
at once. Yeah, in a row. There have been some studies that say extended sleep will allow you to get into more like deeper REM sleep, and which your body needs for certain things. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. There's one where it's like basically splits the day in fours, and you take like 4 naps, like throughout the day, like throughout a 24-hour period. Think about the productivity if you could like be up, like, because a lot of those alternate sleep cycles, you're awake more throughout the day, but you're still like sufficiently rested. I wonder if those are sustainable though.
Well, so for if I don't know if I can find that link and put it in the comments here, but
I'll find it.
I looked up alternate sleep cycles the other day because I go to sleep so late, and then no matter what, I end up waking up so early. And yesterday was an exception because I went to bed at 4 in the morning, like I said earlier, and then I woke up at 8, which that it was the 4 hours. It wasn't a whole lot of sleep, and I was still sleepy, but I eventually forced myself awake. Like, I wanted to go back to sleep, but I also wanted to wake up so I could do stuff, so I could be productive.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, then I watched Inner Space, and that was my chance to take another hour and a half nap. And then I felt okay. I was sleep deprived, definitely, but I'm like that a lot. Like, I'll go to bed at 1, I'll go to bed at 2, and I'll wake up at 8. And that's what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's still 7 hours.
Yeah.
And but I was like, okay, what is it about this? So I looked up different sleep cycles, and there's a website that has all these different things.
Yeah, I posted the link in chat. I'm not just talking about insomnia, although yes, insomnia is a thing, and yeah, they do live about twice as much as regular people. But the first alternate sleep cycle in here is called a biphasic cycle, which basically consists of a split sleeping pattern, 5 to 6 hours a night, and one nap at midday. So 5 to 6 hours in the evening, and then about an hour and a half sometime in the afternoon. For insomniacs, napping perpetuates bad habits. So they call it out right in there that these are not things for insomniacs. These are for people that can get regular sleep. But it's interesting because there are times when I feel like I'm inadvertently living a biphasic cycle because I'll not get enough sleep at night. I'll only get about 6 hours. And then in the afternoon after work, I come home, crash on the couch for like half hour to an hour. And then I'm like, okay, let's interact with the family and have dinner and do those things. And then I'm like up until, midnight before, getting up at like 6 the next day. So that one, I think I've been living on a close to biphasic cycle off and on for many a work week. So yeah, I believe in that one. I think that could work.
The one that is crazy to me is the Uberman cycle, which consists of 6 to 8 equidistant naps across the day, each lasting 20 minutes. Basically,
that I don't buy. I'm
well,
but,
if you go down into the comments, people talk about having tried the Uberman cycle and basically saying after like 2 weeks or so, your body gets used to it and it becomes used to this kind of cycle of sleep. And you have so much time to do all these different things that some people in the comments say, I was bored. I was bored because I'm like, I don't know.
I have so much time. You only schedule your day. My personal day planner doesn't have 4 a.m. like scheduled out. So you have to find extra things to do when you're doing 6 to 8 20-minute naps. So you're only sleeping 2 total hours a day. That's 22 hours of stuff to do.
That's a whole lot of movies, lot of video games.
Assuming that you're not working a job.
Yeah.
That requires you to be around for more than 3 hours before you take a nap. If
like a 20-minute nap. Think about if most jobs, they give you a break here and there. Like I could go to my work and be like, hey, especially since I'm one of the
you're a boss. Yeah,
I am a boss. I could say, here's my schedule. I'm extending my hours through the day, but I'm on a weird sleep schedule. My doctor recommended it, and I'll use that in quotes. I'm
Dr. Internet. Dr. Uberman suggested.
I'm going to work a couple hours. I'm going to go outside into the parking lot, take a 20-minute nap. I'll be back, and then after a couple hours, I'll take another 20-minute nap. Before I go home from work, take a 20-minute nap. When I get home, I'll eat dinner or whatever, take a 20-minute nap, and I don't think I could do it just as me personally because that's not a whole lot of sleep. But it's interesting to me that it is a thing and that people have done it and people do it for short periods of time. I think I don't know how sustainable it is, but I know people have done it.
Once fully adapted, it says, once fully adapted, you can quickly fall asleep anywhere. Yeah, it's because you're exhausted.
Well,
I
can fall asleep anywhere, and I'm not on an Uberman cycle.
Yeah.
When it says you can fall asleep anywhere, to me, I could if you stopped talking to me and I didn't have to worry about people watching me on camera, I could fall asleep.
All right, let's see it. Just go. You guys wanted to hear a weird thing about me?
Performance anxiety.
no. Um, there'll be nights. It probably happens most often on Monday nights, but there will be times when I'm sleeping and I will dream that I'm still live streaming, but I will be conscious of the fact that I'm in bed. So I'll have these weird dreams where it's just like a live stream of me sleeping. And then I'm like, that's weird. Why are people watching me sleep? And then I wake up because I'm freaked out. And then I'm like, no, I was live streaming a few hours ago on a podcast. Now I'm sleeping. Nobody wants to see this.
Wow.
Unless you want to. If you want to see me sleeping, live stream sleep, post to the chat. Go ahead and patreon.com/watch Travis sleep.
I'll just post my sleep apnea study to you, as it's a patron bonus. Just kidding. I don't have sleep apnea.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The Uberman cycle, it seems really interesting. I think that's a little extreme. The Dymaxion cycle is like the Uberman light with 4 sleeps, 30 minutes each. So 6-hour waking periods.
That one's sustainable.
That feels doable. I feel like you could still work like a pretty regular job, and you just have to be sure you get like a 30-minute nap in over lunch.
It says it's the most difficult cycle to adapt to.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
That's odd.
Maybe
Insidious Octothorpe wouldn't be the first time that I watched someone live stream sleeping.
cool. I mean, good. Good
Are
for them.
there, like we're in the just chatting category on Twitch.
I think we're talk shows and podcasts because I moved it, but yeah.
Okay. Is there a just sleeping category?
We're about to find out. I'm heading back over to Twitch here.
Oh yeah.
Sleeping. I'm just gonna type sleeping.
Okay. All right. Type.
There is a sleep stream happening right now.
Really?
A user BigDucky_ has 3 viewers for their sleep stream. It says SLEP, but yeah.
It's a slip stream.
Yeah, and then this might be telling. People searching for sleeping also watch some young lady in just chatting, some other young lady in just chatting, someone doing ASMR.
Well, there's a lot of young women who are just chatting.
Oh, and then there's past videos of people sleeping. Most of them in just chatting. So yeah, there's sleep streams out there, Brandon. Maybe it's one of those areas that's not saturated enough that I could really up our, cuz who knows what the audience could be for middle-aged white dude sleeps on a live stream. I feel like that could be our niche.
I feel that we need to create some kind of category for like 5 to 6 level attractive level men.
5 to 6 mid-range.
Mid-range attractive men who, they're not too bad looking. They're not great looking like us.
Yeah.
And
like us. They're not great looking like us.
We create a category for sleeping for mildly attractive, non-attractive men.
Yeah. Real average dudes. I hate to interrupt your $1 million idea, Brandon, but Sire Dark has redeemed some stream points in the category of crappy improv.
Oh.
And the suggestion is the Duck Song as a dramatically acted sketch by, quote, trained thespians. Here's what I need. What is the Duck Song?
Oh, I thought. Oh God, I don't. Oh man, I don't know.
Is that because the first song that comes to mind to me is "Put Down the Ducky" from, or "Rubber Ducky" both both Sesame Street songs. Are you looking up the duck song?
Yeah. I've got it. I've got it. Let's see. I'll try. Hopefully, it's
This
not too loud.
is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is
Okay,
This
writing
sounds like a Grammarly ad, not a sponsor. Everybody.
Tell me the duck story.
Bum bum bum, ba-dum ba-dum. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?" The man said, "No, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass?" The duck said, "I'll pass." Then he waddled away, waddle waddle, till the very next day. Bum 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 ba-dum. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bum bum bum, got any grapes?" The man said, "No, like I said yesterday, we just sell lemonade, okay? Why not give it a try?" The duck said, "Goodbye." Then he waddled away, waddle waddle. Then he waddled away,
All right, I've got the lyrics up.
waddle waddle, till the very next day.
I love it. love-
So you here? Just look up the duck song lyrics, and then we can kind of use that as an improvised script. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess maybe look up the punchline.
Okay. Okay. Do. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Here we go, sire. Here we go, our friend. The
This
duck
is the
song.
duck song as dramatically acted sketch by trained thespians.
And begin scene. Enter stage left, a duck. You see in the foreground a lemonade stand. Behind the stand sits a young man. Some would say too young. Seems 13, 14, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Not a care in the world, except for the lemonade stand.
Ah, yes, I have not one care in the world, except to spread my wares to the good folks passing by at this here lemonade stand. I'll be an entrepreneur, no doubt. Should I just sell a few glasses of this ice cold lemonade? Anyone, you sir, a glass of lemonade? No, perhaps for your elderly dog. Would it like a glass of lemonade? No. Okay. Well.
Suddenly, a duck, yellow, feathers blooming in the noonday sun, waddles. Flap, 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 towards the lemonade stand. Flap, flap. Duck says, "Excuse me, do you have any of those grapes?"
Oh, I'm afraid, Mr. Duck, we don't have any grapes. We just sell lemonade, but it's homemade and cold. It will be soothing on your ducky throat.
The duck looked to his left. The duck looked to his right. The duck looked back at the lemonade salesman, and he replied, "I'll pass." And he waddled, flip, flappy, flap, flip, flap, with his little waddlers. And he waddled away.
Act 2.
Act 2. All right, let's fast forward to Act 5.
After several days of repeated encounters.
By this point,
Okay, yeah, you keep narrating.
a few days later, the lemonade salesman, stricken by malcontent ducks, sat behind his stand, looking on, the wind blowing, bringing with it scents of incense and peppermint.
That duck, he's always coming and inquiring about the grapes, but I haven't got any grapes.
The salesman hears a flip, a familiar flap, and another flip. Gasp! The salesman gasped. And the duck,
Duck, you're back again. What do you want this time?
this duck who so many times before asked for grapes, walked to the salesman and says, "Do you have any grapes?"
Uh, I've threatened you with glue and with other things that I skimmed in these lyrics, but this is it. This is the final stand. The final lemonade stand. You and me, Duck, we're going to the store, and I'll buy you some grapes. Let's get out of here.
And so the duck and the lemonade salesman, went to the local supermarket and bought the finest red grapes money could buy.
Here they are, Duck. Here they are. The grapes. They're exactly what you've been asking me for. I spent all of my lemonade stand earnings on these grapes, and now here they are for you. Just please take them.
Excuse me, sir, are you going to pay for those grapes?
Yes, I will. I already have. Here is my proof of purchase, my itemized receipt.
And the woman whose name was Martha, her name,
Martha?
hello, assistant manager of Safeway Incorporated, looked at the receipt and let the man go.
Come on, Duck. Just take the grapes. Take them. You've ruined my life. You've ruined my business. Here are your grapes.
The duck lifted up one of its wings, realized that it has no opposable thumbs, and just snatched the grapes out of the man's hands with its beak.
You didn't,
Gobble.
you didn't read the end of the song, did you?
I know. I'm gonna. Something glue. And then the duck said to the man, "You know what would be really good with these grapes? Some lemonade. Do you have any lemonade to eat these grapes with?" And the man said, "Let's go with it. Yes, and. Yes, and."
Rosebud. And scene. Thank you.
And that was issue 2 of Apathetic Theater.
Crappy improv.
Crappy Improv, featuring Brandon and Travis, the crappy Thespinarians.
Yes. And thank you, Sire Dark, for redeeming those stream points and requesting that crappy improv. If you have stream points, why not use them? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the next time we stream.
If you really enjoyed this, then please donate points. If not, thank you for watching. That was fun. You know, I like being able to describe things just in a very, below standard level.
Yeah, that makes sense. Waddle the way, waddle waddle.
How does that version end? So
this says, "Come on, Duck, let's walk to the store. I'll buy you some grapes so you won't have to ask anymore." So they walked to the store, and the man bought some grapes. He gave one to the duck, and the duck said, "No thanks. But do you know what sounds good? It would make my day. Do you think this store has any lemonade?"
Yeah.
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
You know, the problem with the duck song is the version of the duck joke that I know has the duck asking for grapes, and then eventually the man says, next time you come in here, I'm gonna bash your head in with a hammer, and the duck leaves. The duck comes back and says, instead of asking for grapes, he says, "Do you have a hammer?" And the man says, "Well, no, not on me." And the duck says, "Well, give me some grapes then." And that's
So I kind of skipped over the middle part of this song, but yeah, this instead of a hammer, it's slightly less violent, but it talks about the man said, "That's it. If you don't stay away, duck, I'll glue you to a tree and leave you there all day stuck. So don't get too close." And the duck said, "Adios." Then he waddled away, and then when he comes back the next day, he says, "Got any glue? No, why would I? Oh, and one more question for you. Got any grapes?"
Yeah. I like the hammer. You know, I like the,
Yeah, you're a violent person. Through and
yeah, it's true. It's true. Can't wait to watch. Have you watch Friday the 13th and us talk about it on our Friday the 13th rewatch podcast.
through. Hey, yeah, that'd be
Podcast
fun.
the 13th.
Yeah, it'll be our 13th episode. We'll go back. We'll rewind after.
Oh my God, time travel-y.
Ooh. Yeah. What else I've been doing that's old? Crossword puzzles. Started doing crossword puzzles.
Doing chess.
I'm gonna get it. What's that?
Lots of chess.
Yeah, you occasionally share it on your social media.
And everyone's like, "This is, this is not a stupid reels video, Brandon. Get back to
Jeez.
the
Get back to your silliness. Get back to your crazy cat filters, Brandon.
what's the solution in this puzzle? Queen just moved. Black queen just moved.
I have to look at your actual Instagram because I'm not going to waste my time.
No. This is a different one. This is the one I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay. So I guess I have to actually look at you.
Yeah.
These are just like standalone puzzles where you just have to like solve the one move. Is this?
No. Sometimes
is
it's
it
one
full games.
Sometimes it's thinking ahead. I messed up. Damn it.
Worst. He's the worst. He should really be. Maybe you could do some chess streams and play chess on our Twitch. That'd really pack the seats in. Did I mention to you guys that we're at 100 followers here on Twitch?
Whoa.
That is in no small part due to the Pain in the Ass-a-thon, which we had the honor of being a part of over the weekend. Let me see. I actually want to check their website to see where they got to over the weekend because $3,022 raised.
Oh, 3,000.
Yeah, it's over 3,000 now.
We I don't know how much we helped with that. I don't think we got any donations during our stream.
I think you might be right. But here's the beauty of it is it's still open. You can still donate. They are working towards their goal of $5,000. So if you go to geekade.com/Petathon, then and you want to donate some money for the Colorectal Cancer Alliance, you can do that. People are still out donating to this day. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Folks still out there donating and supporting a good cause. It was a lot of fun.
Doing it to it. I'm glad you played Overcooked with me. Overcooked 2 with me.
Hold on. Karen is here. Hi, Karen. How's it going?
Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks for hanging out. Eric just used fake internet points to get us to do crappy improv.
You know what? I bet he used the points and then he didn't even watch. He was just like, "Yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'm out of here."
I'm gonna go drop a deuce. I'm gonna leave my computer completely unattended. Obviously, there's nobody here that would sabotage me, like my fiance.
Here you go, Karen. I'm leaving this unattended, and you can steal it from me to ask questions.
She probably left too. She's like, ugh, I can't believe he watches these people.
Yeah.
No, I think you've watched some episodes with him, haven't you? I don't know. Maybe you're not there anymore. Maybe you just wrote that and then waddled away. Waddle. Yeah, duck song.
Duck song.
Ducks on. Ducks off.
Yeah. Right. The karate kid.
The carotid artery.
The the carotid kid.
The carotid kid. Well, hey guys, the stream is the duck song drew me into the room. It packs them in. The people love the duck song. Yeah, I am happy that the stream has, as far as I can tell, had 0 ill effects tonight because we had some serious technical difficulties on Saturday, pushing my computer to the limit. So
Maybe
far, what?
To the cloud this time.
No, it still said it was doing that. What I need to do is troubleshoot why it's doing that. I did delete some of the extra scenes that I'm not utilizing anymore. I'm wondering if the scene that I'd created for the video, if that had caused errors or something, but we'll get it all straightened out so that we can continue to provide you guys with content.
I have a question about Streamlabs and OBS. How those scenes are saved in there,
Mhm.
right? Because when you switch, I think it's based off a .json file.
A JSON file.
JSON file. A JSON, talking about Friday the 13th. A JSON file. And so when you have, like, for my presentation, I had like 7 different scenes set up, and then I'd switch between them. Does it, like, how does it call those things up? Because if you have one of your scenes that is very, very memory intensive, is that saved, like, actively, or is it only called up when you press the button or switch the scene?
So, I know they're saved independently, right? I think you can set them to refresh when they're on load, like when it's like pushed to the stream. But I think there's also an option, like for certain video ones, where it will keep running if you switch off of it, which could be an issue. But the other thing about it is, like, for like when we did a full screen ad, it's pulling a save file, like it's loading a save file. So it's a file that's loading another file. So executing that sort of command starts a chain reaction of things happening. So I don't know. It's interesting. I think I need to buy more RAM for my computer. I'm gonna install a new hard drive tomorrow. So wish me luck on that, guys.
Just that scene then because we streamed grounded with no issues, really, and then it was only for PETA with trying to play that video, trying to do the Geekade overlay with the kind of updating scrolling thing, and then, you know, talked about my chroma key. I think there was that's the only kind of common troubleshooting thing that I could see is it went on for that overlay and PETA-thon, which just goes to emphasize, please donate against the fight, or to the fight against colorectal cancer.
Yeah, don't donate against the fight for colorectal cancer.
Donate for the fight.
Yeah, that would be a bad thing. I think
that's it.
I think that's it. We heart you guys. Thank you guys for supporting us. I'm gonna go and listen to the newest episode of your Patreon only podcast. The playlist one. What's it called?
It's on Random.
It's on Random with Brandon. I'm gonna go listen to that while I get ready to upload the Patreon only video that we made before this. So yeah, go check those things out if you're a Patreon supporter, and don't if you're not, or you can go check out Patreon. But we are going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Have a great night. Have a great week, and we will see you guys later.